Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. And today we're looking at a card by Globert-the-Martian called Curse of Hostility. Excuse me, I burped. Okay, so we got a curse, enchantment or a curse, 3 and 2 hybrid black-green for a rare. Nature abhors a power vacuum, is what this card says. Enchant player. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under enchanted player's control, it fights another target creature that player controls of that player's choice. I gotcha. Each deals damage equal to its power to the other. Yeah. So you play this, and anytime they play a creature, that creature needs to fight one of your other creatures. Basically. So essentially, when you put this on a player, they have to play creatures that are smaller than their like largest creature, unless they feel like, sacking something, essentially. And the other thing is that, like, if let's say you have like a 6/6 out and you play like a 4/4, oh no, what am I even thinking? If you fight your bigger creature, your 4/4 dies. So this makes it really hard to play creatures. Jeez. This basically makes it so that when you play, like, you can't play creatures smaller than your largest creature. And if you play a creature that's larger than all of your other creatures, you have to sacrifice a creature. So essentially, like, you have to keep upgrading, and eventually, no, not eventually. Yeah, so you basically have to keep upgrading. This card seems really annoying to play against, I have to say. I mean, this is really going to host some decks. I think. Like, if you're playing like an Elves deck or something, this is really going to hose that, like an Elves deck, right? A deck where like a lot of your creatures are like similar in size. There's like some decks where like maybe, yeah, you'll be able to like play like a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger creature, and so you'll like, you'll sacrifice, like if you play a Grave Titan, actually, this thing hoses Grave Titan kind of too. I mean, the Titan itself survives, but like your zombies are never going to survive because your zombies also trigger this. This card seems like really good. Like, this card seems like it's just going to like this. Okay, so against some decks, this card's not going to be a big deal, but against certain like creature-based decks, this card is like really good, and it's like really annoying. And the problem is it's an enchantment, so it's like pretty hard to get rid of. For like, imagine you're playing like a black creature-based deck. This thing is just going to shut you down, like, completely. Yikes, is all I have to say. Big yikes. Yeah, I mean, okay, flavor-wise, this is pretty cool, right? Because this is essentially like a way to make them sacrifice creatures in a red-green way, which is pretty neat. Is this art black and white? It looks black and white to me. That's a little bit of a fail too. I don't know. I think this card is like too obnoxious to exist, if you ask me. Okay, let me think about if there's like is there any way to like even play around this? Okay, so if you have nothing on board, then it doesn't matter, right? If you have something else on board, one other thing, and you play a creature, one of your two creatures is going to die unless they have different powers and toughnesses. So if you have like a 3/5 and you play like a 4/5, then like, okay, you're fine, right? So I guess that there's that situation. So that kind of works out. But then otherwise, you have to sacrifice, like, you either can't play any of the creatures in your hand, or else they're just going to die when they come into play, or you're going to have to sacrifice the creature you already had. So it's like you're only ever going to be able to have one creature out. Now, if let's say you play this on somebody that has, like, I guess the more creatures somebody has when you play this, the less obnoxious it will be, but it's still going to be really obnoxious. Because this also, like, triggers on tokens. So it's like, just say goodbye to any of your token generation, right? Like I said, Grave Titan, he can't make any more. He can't make any zombies anymore. Like, they're just gonna die when they come in. 1/1 tokens, forget about it. They're just gonna die. Yeah, I have to say I'm not a big fan of this design. I mean, I am a fan of it from like a kind of a novelty and a flavor standpoint, but I think this is a situation where it's like, you know, nobody ever stopped to think whether they should. And I think you should not in this case. Just because, like, this is just really going to host some decks, and they're just going to hate their life. Like, if I was playing, like, a tokens deck or something in Commander, and you played this on me, I would just, like, quit the game. I would just, like, get up and walk out and leave your house, and I would just never call you or talk to you again. And I would remove you as a contact from my phone, and I would tell all of my friends to stop talking to you, and I would, I don't know, I would write, like, something in the newspaper about it so that the whole neighborhood knew that you did this to me. That's how annoying this card is. So yeah, unfortunately I'm not a big fan of this one, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because it's kind of neat, but nah, I have to give this one a 2 out of 5. I don't really like the design here. The art is like black and white basically, which is pretty hideous. But yeah, mostly the design is just too. I think it's just not a great design for the reasons I mentioned. Okay, so that's my review of Curse of Hostility. I hope to never see this card in play. And but, you know, I don't mind looking at it. It's a nice looking card other than this gray art. Anyway, I applaud you trying something new like this, but I think in this case it just didn't kind of come together, you know. So yeah, that's my review of Curse of Hostility. I'll see you guys next time.